Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. With all the royal travel going on, we didn't get to tell you about Meghan's surprise visit to a community cafe for girls and women who are homeless before leaving Germany at the end of the Invictus Games. Hello reports Meghan was spotted at Dusseldorf's Treber Cafe, posing alongside a woman and playing with a little girl. The cafe serves as a haven for young girls and young women living on the streets, offering them showers, clean clothes, a brief respite to sleep, meals, guidance and support. We also learned that Meghan read to children last week at the Invictus Games. Meghan's choice was Rosie Revere, Engineer, by Andrea Beatty. The Express tells us Meghan read to a handicapped group who sat entranced on beanbags, with Meghan then asking them what they had learned from the story. The book's preview reads, "Where some people see rubbish, Rosie Revere sees inspiration. Alone in her room at night, shy Rosie constructs great inventions from odds and ends. Hot dog dispensers, helium pants, python-repelling cheese hats. Rosie's gizmos would astound if she ever let anyone see them. Afraid of failure, she hides them away under her bed until a fateful visit from her great-great-aunt Rose, who shows her that her first flop isn't something to fear, it's something to celebrate." Harry and Meghan have hired Hillary Clinton's former bodyguard. Christopher Keenan, former FBI, was with Meghan in Germany. The Mirror reports he was on duty alongside ex-service agent Christopher Sanchez, who previously protected Barack Obama. A source told the Mirror, "Chris is a top operator and Meghan and Harry couldn't hope to find anyone better. He's an impressive guy and right at the very top of his field." The King may also want to step up his security. The Express reports the King was briefed all about the arrest of an alleged Chinese spy earlier this year. Two men, including a parliamentary researcher who has worked alongside several senior Tory MPs, were arrested in March over suspicions they had been spying for China. At this time, the case was kept secret from the public. A source told the Daily Mail, "Only about 10 people in the country knew the details, and one of them was the King." Some find that King Charles is a disappointment and unfit to rule, per a report from GB News. Activist Peter Tatchell tells GB News. Only 29% of the public think the monarchy is very important. That's down from 38% just a year ago. And among young people, only 12% think the monarchy is very important. When it comes to Charles himself, polls show that less than half of the public have a favourable view of King Charles. And overall, nearly half of the people say the royal family are not good role models. Now, there are good reasons for this. King Charles inherited somewhere in the region of almost £2 billion from his mother without paying a penny of inheritance tax. Tatchell continued, "The royal family intervened to force the media to censor aspects of the coronation, and King Charles in the last year has only done the equivalent of 7 weeks full-time work. That's more than 7 times less than the average employee, yet he gets paid around £39,000 an hour. £39,000 an hour. That is extraordinary. And on top of that, the government announced that there's going to be a 45% pay increase for the royal family in the next year. And that is pretty scandalous, given that everybody else is suffering such a severe cost of living crisis." Be as that may, the King cracked himself up with a joke while hanging with celebrity Rob McElhenney, star of a certain sitcom, but we don't want to spoil the joke just yet. The King has stopped by for a tour of Wrexham's AFC's stadium, the Racecourse Ground. During their visit, they met with club owners and Hollywood actors Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. The encounter was documented in Season 2 of the TV series Welcome to Wrexham. Ryan and Rob revealed they took etiquette lessons before meeting the King to make sure everything went smoothly. Rob explained that he now lives in Los Angeles, but is originally from Philadelphia. The King replied, "I hear it's always sunny there." Rob stars in the sitcom It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Executive Director of Wrexham Football Club, Humphrey, has revealed the joke was completely deliberate. He knew full well. He was very pleased with his joke, and he said that he's got people to tell him, keep him abreast of what's going on, and set him up for these sorts of things. They had a great time. Palace Intrigue will be right back. King Charles stopped and chatted to a group of cyclists who were going for a ride on the Balmoral estate this summer, with the mountain bikers branding the royal a very nice man. The King was hiking alone on his Scottish estate when he passed a group of mountain bikers who were filming their trip for a YouTube video. Wearing a jacket, flat cap, and carrying a walking stick, he stopped and chatted to the group, who told him they were staying on the estate. In typical British fashion, Charles chatted to the group about the weather and revealed some of his childhood memories on the estate, including camping with his late father, Prince Philip, and sister, Princess Anne. The video was posted to YouTube by mountain biker Andrew McAvoy, who regularly shares his Trail Rider YouTube channel. Andrew revealed that he and his friends were staying at the Royal Lochnagar Distillery and were heading for Gelder Shale, known as the Ernie's Bothy or Royal Bothy, a shelter used by hill walkers that is open to the public. "We'll be staying in the Bothy tonight," he told Charles. "So good, I'm so glad it works. I think because it is really nice. We renovated recently, but I'm trying to get more trees." Charles added, "Yeah, it's looking lush compared to what it was 2 years ago. Do you ever stay there?" Andrew replied. "No, we used to," Charles added, "with my father and sister. It's occasionally used nowadays by another generation." When asked if he was still on his summer holiday, Charles replied, "Yes, it's wonderful up here. The midges are horrendous. It's typical." He added that he liked walking because it was good for the soul, despite a disappointingly brisk Scottish summer this year. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, or your favorite app of choice, and head on over to YouTube or youtube.com and hit that subscribe button for us. You don't have to listen to the show again, but it would really help us out. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue. Good times.